Hello everybody, my name is Zen, and it is Thursday, April 12th, 2012. You're watching GLHF episode number 8, where we get to play whatever game we want on Thursday of every week. And I just happen to have been playing Minecraft this week, so we're going to be taking a look at the Minecraft Technic pack mod for survival single player. Two quick notes, the first of which is that Star Wars Update 1.2 just came out today, so we're going to be doing a lot of videos over that, or for that over the weekend, so expect possibly 2 to 3 videos a day on top of the smuggler stuff already, so you're getting a bit of extra bonus footage for that. And the second thing is that all of the stuff that you see here was totally built by hand. I farmed all the material and everything, because this entire mod pack comes with quite a bit of stuff. And we're not going to take a look at how to make things, we're just going to take a look at what it offers. And this is my quaint little, cutesy little house that I made to survive the first night. Obviously I didn't make this the first night because that would be insane, but I did make the bottom floor. So the mod offers a few different mods. You can hear birds chirping, so it's got Mo creatures. You can see a deer out in my reeds. Yeah. And also it offers not only the Technic pack, but the build craft. It offers a ton of other crazy mods, and it's got this inventory mod that I couldn't get to work. So like for the first, I don't know, 3 days of playing this mod, I literally had everything done by hand. I just now figured out how to turn it on, like probably 20 minutes before starting this video, to get creative mode. That's all I wanted, is so I could do that, right? And we'll just turn that off, because I was actually I was testing to see if this had all of the mod stuff in it, and sure enough it does. Like, for instance, I could type redstone, right? And it has all the crazy, like, dark matter stuff from I think it's the equivalent exchange mod. So I turned on creative mode just so I can show you what's going on here. In fact, I don't need it on just yet, so we'll keep that off. Okay, so this is where I started. Now the Technic pack, basically the first thing you want to do is you want to find a rubber tree. And that is exactly what I did, and that's why I made my house where it's at. So this here is a rubber tree, right? Now the whole goal of the Technic pack is to make crazy machines to do everything for you, basically, right? So you see the rubber on there. If I had a tap, basically you tap it, not like that, you tap it and you get, you know, bunches of rubber, and it grows back on the tree, right? And you can always tell it's a rubber tree because it has 2 on the top, and then that's it, usually on the top, as far as leaves go. You can also farm these trees, which is also really good, and I did that in a different location that I probably won't show you because it's pretty far off from where I'm at. But yeah, you get rubber, right? So that's like the first thing. The other thing is you find copper and tin in the ground, along with your normal iron and all that. And with that copper, you basically are able to, ignore that for a moment, you're basically able to make pretty weak items to begin with, but better than stone, you know? You're also able to make wiring and stuff, and that's important later on. So you're able to do quite a bit with that. I'm gonna close my gate here. I don't know why that was open. So the second thing you do is, I found oil, right? So I came over here. This is a pump, and down this was a giant geyser of oil when I first found it, and I pumped it all out. So this is a steam engine, that's a pump, and this is just pretty much waterproofed, whatever you want to call it, piping. And that goes underground, and I built this underground because I am on survival single player, and creepers really like to screw everything up. So that happened to me the first time, and then I decided not to build on top of ground ever again with a facility like this. Okay, so in here you have tanks. I pumped the oil into the tanks, right, you see there, and then I pumped water into these tanks, and that's important for combustion engines. Combustion engines require oil and cooling, so you have to cool it with with water. So these all came down into my little quarry over there, and I'll show you that in a second. But I set up kind of a base of operations here. You can see a ton of random items that I just threw in those chests. A secret lever there. I'll show you what that is in a second. And we come down into here, and you have 2 combustion engines that I made. I didn't start with 2 combustion engines. I started with 4 steam engines and 2 miners, and then I changed these to 6 miners eventually. And this is just a single block cell that mines. So if I broke this, you would see that it mines literally straight down, and it has this little mining tube and everything. It goes all the way to bedrock or until it hits lava. And I use this gray pipe here to pipe it all the way back into another room, and I'll show you that as soon as I'm done showing you this. So then I decided to go a bit bigger with my operations, and I was able to make 2 combustion engines. And as you can see, they have water, they have fuel. So the water is pumped in to cool it, the fuel is pumped in to fuel it. I can refine this fuel. I'll talk about that in a minute, or probably near the end of the video when I get to that. And then this piping is conductive piping, and it specifically takes all of this upstairs, which we will go look at. In fact, this is a good time to turn creative mode on. So we'll go look at this. Now it pumps all the energy into this block right here. It just comes right up underneath it. And this is a quarry. A quarry will set up a specific grid. You can change the grid, but I go with the default. So it'll set up this grid, and once you start it, it will start digging, right? So it just digs on this grid until it hits bedrock, which you can see down there. Now, this piping is used to basically change energy from the build craft into Technic craft stuff, so that's always really useful. And as you can see, I mined pretty far along with those single miners, and that got me enough materials to basically make all the rest of the stuff that you see, right? A lot of this stuff I needed to get with those. Oops, I'm on creative mode. I forgot. Was farmed by hand. So, actually, all of it was farmed by hand to get the stuff needed for the single miners to mine all that. So this has been a lot of work put into this. And then we don't want to get in nighttime. Then we build the quarry, and then you take the pipe from the quarry off the top. It's very specific, out of the top, and then back down into my little base here. And I'll show you what these quarries do exactly once I get you to dig site number 4. I won't show you 2 and 3 because it's kind of repetitive. So we come up here with the pipe. This is coming out of the quarry, and these gold pipes here speed it up. They have to be powered with redstone, but as soon as the stuff hit the pipe, it speeds it up and shoots it along. Those are actually really expensive to make. So it goes along into this room where I have all these chests. I'll tell you what that is in a second. So I pumped everything into these chests here. So you've got some iron there. I probably should grab that iron. You know, I got random mining pipe because the thing mined up the mining pipe that was there because I put it a little too close. I think 1 or 2 blocks where I had already mined, which sucks. But so it puts it all into these, right? And I just pumped it in one at a time until they were all full. Once they were all full, I made this contraption here with the diamonds that I was able to make, right? So I took this stuff, and basically this is a filter. So you put in items on whichever color. So say I wanted only coal to go on blue. I would take a piece of coal and I would drag it to blue, and only coal would go through this pipe right here. But that's not what I want. I want everything else to go through blue, and the crap filtered out, like coal through the bottom because I needed the coal, and any of those mining pipes out the green one back there, and the green one takes it to a pile of lava that's sitting right underneath me, right? There's a hole down there that goes in the lava, and these all pipe into this alchemist chest, and I'll talk about that in a second. So I pumped the coal over to here, and I actually need that, so let me just So the rest is all pumped into this, and I had these being pumped out. Like, I've got pumps underneath the chest here, and that's what the lever over there is for. It's to turn on that mechanism. and it pumps the stuff out of the chest into the alchemist chest. And with the alchemist chest, you convert things into ooh, I love that there, into diamonds, right? So as you see here, we've got gold, iron, more iron, and I'll come back to this chest later and pick all this stuff up. But what I'm using is the equivalent exchange mod with the power of alchemy to pretty much change this all over to diamonds, which is really great, and it costs a lot. So I put that all into alchemist chest, and as you see, there's more storage. And then I use the I'm in creative mode. I use the gem to transfer it all over. And you could use a philosopher's stone, which I have sitting around here somewhere. In fact, I think it's in this one. Yes, it is. So you could use a philosopher's stone to do it one at a time, and it seems I have to do that with a process that I came up with later. And I'll show you all that. So this was dig site 1. 2 is in a completely different location. 3 is in a completely different location. And basically what I did is I was having all of these go unmanned while I went off and started another dig site. And it would just process all the stuff and put it into giant chests for me, which was great. With all that stuff that I was getting, I ended up taking quite a bit of it, and what I did was I came over here. There's a crocodile there, or alligator, because it's a swamp. I came over here and I made this giant facility. I slowly built it from the ground up, right? So I used all the crazy amount of cobblestone I had to start this. Now, I'll show you that in a second, and I'll show you what that is over in a second. But the first thing I built was my facility, because I wanted all of my stuff to go into one central location, so that's what I did. And those are solar panels. I'll talk about those in a second as well. There's a lot here. So I divided everything coming into the building. You'll see that outside when I go back outside. And I created all these machines, like I said, for everything to basically do it by itself while I go set up more of these or go manage the stuff outside. And as you see, I got my alchemist chest there. It's pumping up to the bottom. But let's actually take a look at the rig. So I started with a 1 and worked my way up all the way to these. Is that gold pipe powered? No, it is not. Remind me to do that. That needs to be powered. Basically, what these do, these are the quarries, the same one that you saw out over in Dig Site 1, except now I'm feeding it directly into a gold pipe, and then that pipe feeds into a main pipe right there, and I'll tell you what that one is, that gray one is, and once I'm done showing off these. So they will freely dig through water, which is really great. So those are just digging down through water, and my energy is coming underneath it. So I've got all my stuff being pumped out to the top, and I've got all the energy pumped out, or pumped into, through the bottom. And I'll show you how what energy I'm using to fuel all of this, because obviously you need more than a combustion engine, and I'm using electric engines underneath that. So this is all being fed through that, and this line is protected by these. These are the iron tubes, or iron pipes. You can use a wrench to change these, like you see how these are darkened out, but that one isn't, so it won't feed back through itself. So it's a one-way pipe, which is really cool. So this one's feeding down all the way through here, down this direction, and then it gets to that crazy mess of pipes over there, and I'll show you what that is. But then I set up 4 more of these quarries, and these are fresh. These are digging up pretty much just cobblestone and crap. And these are feeding in the same direction. So it feeds in this way, and then the next I obviously will set up another 4, and I'll just move along this entire swamp until I deforest the entire thing, like a really bad environmentalist. So, coming down over here, it feeds into this crazy contraption of pipes, and this thing will, it takes all of these types of ore, and it puts it to where I want it. So all of the cobblestone and crap goes into this pipe. And this pipe feeds directly into the alchemist chest, which is really good. You see some nickelite there. That's fake diamonds. I hate that stuff. I've run into it quite often while I was actually going down and mining, and it sucks because you're like, ooh, diamonds. Oh, no, never mind. It's just random crap that I don't need. So then it feeds everything else that I want over here. So it feeds iron ore, as you can see, directly straight, and we'll see the process of that in a second. So that goes straight in and down over to that machine over there. Coal goes down this one. The rest feed in through here. So then copper goes down over there. Actually, anything from the Technic pack, like copper, tin, all that, or I think tin. I don't think I got it working properly, but that all feeds into this one, right? What's the blue? Blue is my gold, so my gold gets processed as well. And then you have redstone being processed this direction. So redstone goes to this black pipe, and then all the diamonds feed in through that gray pipe. Any machine you see in there is probably powered by solar panels. These solar panels are pretty expensive to make, and this is like a little flower arrangement. But it makes it so I don't have to worry about fueling those or cooling them or anything, so it's really nice for stuff like that. That's my little door. So what's the iron doing? The iron is coming from that pipe into this machine right here, and this is a macerator. So the macerator is taking this and turning it into, this is conveniently timed, turning it into iron dust. The iron dust is being pumped out of the macerator into this chest, and then it's pumped out of this chest up and along into this electric furnace. And what this electric furnace does is it turns it into iron bars, or iron ingots. Pretty cool. Pretty nifty. It does it all by itself, right? I don't have to touch a thing. It just does it. But you may be asking yourself, why send it to iron dust first? Because for every one ore you put in the macerator, it turns into 2 dust. And for every 1 dust, you get an ingot. So basically, it's a 2-for-1 exchange. So I'm doubling my export of iron by pumping it through this system right here. And I had to do this all by hand before because I didn't have the necessary components to make these electric parts. But now it's all being fed into here. I can take this iron, use the Philosopher's Stone to change it into gold, change the gold into diamonds, which is really cool. As you see over here, we got my alchemist chest, and I will, ooh, wow, I've got a lot in here. I will show you the process of, I'm taking out all the crap that usually doesn't work well with the equivalent exchange mod, and it looks like that's it. So we'll set this in here, and it'll just do its work. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's doing much yet. It looks like it's just deleting it all. But if it works properly, which it hasn't in the past sometimes, if it works properly, it changes all of this into diamonds. So we will see. Wow, it filled up quick, because I was just thinking, yep, there's 1 diamond. And will I get another? Well, that will be a mystery to us all. Maybe? Maybe? Nope. Some ingots and more cobblestone being fed in. Pretty cool, though. I just got, oh, I did get 2 diamonds out of that. Now, I've got, let's change back the day. I've got all of the uranium stuff being pumped into this. I'm using a lot of the uranium, so it's pretty empty right now. This chest right here takes all the copper and stuff, like I said. This chest uses gold. I don't know why there's iron in there. Oh, it's because when I screwed up my bars, or my piping, it pumped iron in there. But this does the same thing as the iron machine, but with gold. This takes in, it's supposed to be redstone. I don't actually know where the redstone's feeding. It's supposed to be feeding into here, but I saw some out there and it's not here yet, which is foreboding. I'm going to have to go look at that later. And this is where the diamonds go. Really great. So over here, you have a refinery, and then you have all my oil. My oil's being pumped out of the tubes. I've got oil was being pumped in. It looks like I've made those all pretty... Yeah, there's nothing being pumped in, so I must have vacanted all of the wells I found. So those are all supposed to be pumping into here, into the refinery. The refinery turns it into fuel, which is just more efficient oil, right? And I was using all of that. I don't use it much anymore because of the best thing ever. So we're going to come down over here. I think this gives you a pretty good idea what the Technic pack is all about. And that was kind of my goal, because this is literally what I've been playing all week. Look at these things, still going. This machine is a boss. It really saves you a lot of time. So this really well guarded facility with a crazy pipe coming out the top is kind of my pride and joy. So we're gonna go in, and we're just gonna close that, and we're just gonna go on down to this obsidian lathed bunker, right? And in this bunker, I am generating a lot of energy, as you can see. That is quite a bit. I think it's generating in positives right now, right? Because I don't have that thing hooked up, and I'll explain that in a second. And this is all coming in from a room over there, which is also lathed in obsidian, and which also has 3 layers of stone around it, and then a layer of iron. And inside this room over there, there's a layer of iron inside, and inside this room, there's a layer of iron on the outside and the inside, and a layer of the obsidian. Why, you may ask? Because this is a freaking bunker for my awesome of awesomes, my nuclear reactor. And I've got some cells that are about to run out, so I may change those in a second. Right? And this is reinforced glass, and it's cooled by water. I've got a very specific pattern set up here, where I'm just getting just enough energy that I want, with it being completely safe and not able to explode in a giant nuclear explosion, which can happen. Got all my cooling cells here, and I have uranium cells over here. And in fact, I'm going to switch those 4 out before I forget. Let's go back over here. Double doors. Good touch, don't lie. It's a good touch. And pull those out. Beautiful sound of nuclear stuff. And I could just handle uranium like that. I won't get too many mutations. And all that energy pumps into this, right? And this energy all feeds the quarries. That's all. The only thing it's pumping out right now. And I'm still in the positive, which is great. The other thing here is this. Now, when energy is pumped into this, I won't do it now because I don't have enough. It creates mass, right? Using so much energy, it creates mass. And with the mass, it creates UU matter. And with UU matter, you can make some pretty awesome armor and stuff. I just haven't had enough yet to do anything. I just started making this last night, so that's kind of like the end goal, is to create this crazy UU matter and dark matter and, you know, super heavy materials and create weird armors and weapons. I'm not there yet. As you can see, I've got glowstone. I did have to make a few trips to the nether. And I even died once there and lost one of my diamond pickaxes, and it really sucked. But like I said, this was all done by hand. This was all farmed by hand, or not this stuff, obviously. I made these by hand, and then it started farming it for myself, which makes it go way easier. So it's completely conceivable to have something like this going within like a day or two of playing on the Technic pack, which is great. So I think other than that, that was a good look at what the Technic pack is all about. You can go pick it up for free because it's awesome like that. I love Minecraft. At technicpack.net. There's 2 types. There's the Technic pack, which is for survival single player, and then there's the Techit pack, which is for survival multiplayer, and those are both on that website. It's this convenient launcher that just launches all of the mods all at once for you, so you don't have to install anything. And I'm probably going to mess around a bit more of this. I might show maybe a little bit more. I'm pretty much to the point where I'm ready to go play Star Wars for like the next 3 weeks and not see the light of the sun because 1.2 just came out. So on that note, I'm going to go do that, and I will see you guys next time.